Hey, what's going on, team? It's Ricky with Tactical Solutions. Hope that you guys are all having an amazing day. If you guys haven't tuned in for one of our Sunday stock talks, pretty much what this, I just bit my tongue. What this means is that every single Sunday, the market, again, normally trades Monday through Friday during a normal trading week. Tomorrow, the stock market is closed due to the observance of Martin Luther King. So it will be closed, but I still wanted to go live because normally we like to come together as a team, some thoughts might be all over the place over the weekend, share our thoughts, be cool, calm, and collected, and have a plan going into the trading week. I really hope that you guys enjoyed this video. I really hope that I earn your thumbs up. Don't forget to watch the video that I uploaded just before this. We got a lot of requests ever since I bought this house to do a house tour. So if you're interested in the house that I live in and what it entails, then feel free to check it out. If you're not, then again, don't even worry about it. So all I ask you within this video is if you would like me to take time and to break down and give my own opinion about the stock that you see value in, all we ask you is to post it in the ticker call out format. And if you're going to be asking what the ticker call out format is, it's going to be this. So in the TechButch Garage, they're sharing the ticker symbol format, which means that we ask for the ticker symbol, which is the stock, where you see a support and resistance, your entry point, sell point, overall stop loss, and then why you see potential. So you can see TechButch Garage is right now spamming the live chat, but that's just so you guys can copy that and then set up your old trading plan, and then let me know once you guys have it all figured out. So new subscriber here. What's going on, Kelly? What's up? What's up? So hopefully you guys all had an amazing week. We had an amazing trading week last week, at least for myself. I did not have one red day, which again isn't completely average, but it was something that again took time, took patience, but we were able to work towards. So I'm really excited to see what this week has to offer. But again, as day traders, every single day kind of presents new opportunities. It's what we make of it, right? And if we see that opportunity present itself. So let's go ahead and jump right to it. I'm going to break down about 10 stocks. So I hope that you guys enjoy this video. Hope that you guys learned something new. And if you guys have any questions whatsoever, all I ask you to do is so we can stay connected, click the second link down below. If you don't see it, just refresh your screen and you should be able to see our free Facebook group, or the largest one on Facebook for those that day trade in the stock market. Once you join our Facebook group, you guys can send me a direct message via our Discord chat. So here we go. What's going on, Kieran? So we're going to go ahead and start off with ticker symbol Roku. One of the things that I know everyone's going to be asking is, again, because I have a big focus on trading natural gas, this is where natural gas on Friday closed, was right around that $2 price point. Right now we're trading nearly down 5%. So again, in correlation to how UGAS and DGAS are affected by this movement, if it holds down around this general area, that means that DGAS, if the market were to open right now, DGAS would most likely open up anywhere around like 12% in the green. But again, market isn't open yet. Market doesn't open until about, it doesn't even open tomorrow. So we have nothing but time. So I'm really excited to see how natural gas plays out and if this overall weather forecast continues to drive the price down on natural gas. Let's go ahead and start with Roku. One of the things that I like to do is I like to focus on the 180-day 4-hour chart. I like to focus on direction. And again, one of the things that I want to share about Roku right now is that it's been making lower lows and lower highs. One of the things that I'm a big believer in, especially maybe if you're someone that's just getting started, if you've been really struggling in growing your account, I think a big part has to do maybe with direction. And what I mean by that is, again, if something is making continuous lows, and again, the overall direction is not in your favor, this thing, when you're looking at it right now, is not showing signs of growth. I understand that it's Roku, and you can see that it's almost building a support right around the 130 area. So I see that. But again, I don't want to be a hopeful trader. I don't want to hope that it begins to push up. Right now, although it is validating around 130 to be a general support area, it continues to make lower highs and lower lows as well. So overall, the direction is not in your favor. Can you make money on it? Of course. Is the direction in your favor? No. So again, it really depends on what criteria you have when it comes down to taking a trade. And if usually you trade stocks that are selling off and you struggle to make money, then maybe that's the reason, because the direction is not in your favor. So therefore, it's a little bit more difficult for you to be able to buy and sell for a profit with a descending pattern. Let's go ahead, break down crypto. I don't trade crypto. That's like asking me to break down people who buy and sell potato chips. It's not something that I do, but I appreciate you tuning in and thank you for the suggestion. So let's go ahead and move on to the next one. The next one's going to be IAG. So IAG, here we go. This is for our second breakdown. What do you guys think about this one? So IAG overall, pretty horizontal pattern, aggressively sold off, right? So I do agree that it's oversold. We've said this multiple times. Just because something is a good deal doesn't mean that it's a good buy, especially in the stock market. It aggressively sold off. There's probably a reason behind it on the fundamental side, not just on the technical side. I would look a little bit more into IAG and see what has caused this. Because again, if you look at previous supports, it's around, 2.30 to 2.40 that it finds a support. It's borderline $3 now. So what about IAG has changed to cause it to aggressively sell off? Is it the market? Is it some form of news? Is it some form of, again, earnings? I don't know what it is, but I would look a little bit more into it and see if it's detrimental to the company because again, the overall direction is not in your favor. So I would set my alert here until that direction changes. I would not really focus too much on IAG as again, the trend is your friend, and right now, IAG is continuously selling off. I do agree that it is oversold, but that doesn't mean that it can't continue to aggressively sell off. So here we go. Let's move on to the next one. Yeah, we have a good amount of people saying that I wouldn't touch it, all that stuff. I do agree that it has potential, right? I'm not saying that it doesn't. I'm just saying that I would wait. The direction is not in your favor, and we don't know how much more it could sell off, right? We never know where the support is until it validates it. So I'm a big believer that confirmation is key. I know that's a super boring approach, but I think it's the simple things in life that people tend to overcomplicate. So feel free to share your own opinion if you would like to share. If you would like to share one as well. So overall, LK. Let's see what LK has to offer. So LK, this one's a little bit different. So one of the things that we can see is ever since its earnings, it's been aggressively pushing up. It almost looks a little fake when it comes down to its volume. So let me check this out. It looks like it's been pushing pretty aggressively, especially the past 2 months. And the reason that I say this is there's a lot of consolidation around $20, and then all of a sudden it began to aggressively push up. So I find this to be concerning. It's been up almost 150% in 2 months. That's huge. I think, again, the more you inform yourself, the better off you would be. I would look back 2 months ago and see what happened that caused. You could see a direct difference in demand. You could see the volume bars right here, right? And you can see how it used to trade and how much more volume it has now. Why? I would look into that. Are they spending more in marketing? Is it fake exposure? Is it fake demand? Is it manipulation? Or is there an actual reason, right? There's no question that right now that, again, looking at the direction is in your favor. I'm a big believer that, again, you want to set yourself up for success and you want to get something for a good deal. We literally just made new highs at 51.38, and let's be honest, it wouldn't be much of a surprise if it begins to pull back. So I think it's due for a pullback, and although it is uptrending, I think it's overbought enough that I wouldn't necessarily want to touch it. So because of that, I will set my alert on both sides, but I'm a big believer that, yeah, the direction is in your favor, but I'd rather wait for it to peak, pull back, find a support, get in for a good deal, and then sell it for a profit as it continues to rally after it corrects itself. That's my approach. That doesn't mean that's something that you have to do. But again, I want to make sure that the direction's in my favor and that I get it for a good deal. And again, it just doesn't meet all my criteria. Just because it doesn't meet mine doesn't mean that it can't meet yours, right? We all are wired in different ways, and that's something that I want you guys to all embrace. So we got AAL. Thank you again, Muhammad, for tuning on in. So this is American Airlines. One of the things that, let me check your breakdown because I know sometimes, let's see, support resistance, okay. All right, so one of the things that I want to show Muhammad is I see this to be a descending pattern. I have seen American Airlines consistently sell off. The direction, I don't see it to be in your favor. Again, I just want to point these things out. It's been making lower highs. And it's been kind of consolidating right around 27. So yeah, it can continue to uptrend as an up and coming earnings, which can cause a positive catalyst just as much as it could cause a negative one. So I don't like to trade during earnings, but if you guys could see that it's recently pushed up, the RSI, the MACD are indicating that it's more on the overbought side. Again, you never want to trade solely off of indicators, but it's overbought enough that with this descending pattern, I could see why it could be at a potential resistance, and it's at the SMA line, which it's gotten rejected at before. So I would just be very careful with that you don't buy here, try to hope to sell for a profit, and you end up buying at a resistance where it then gets rejected. So just be patient, and again, you have nothing but time, right? No reason to rush the process. So we got KMX. Let's go ahead and break that one down. Thank you again for taking time and posting your call out in the trigger call out format. So this is a I want to ask for your guys' input, and I know the stream is a little bit delayed, so I'll wait on this one. What do you think about this one? KMX, it's an overall uptrend, but what do we see going on around here? What do we see here? And what do we see here with the MACD, with the RSI? And what do we see based off of recent patterns? The SMA line used to act as a support, right? It used to pull back and bounce here, and then it used to uptrend, right? So what recently happened when it aggressively sold off, it used to bounce off of the SMA line. It broke below this, right? It found a support, and then it pushed up. What could become, what like are we seeing here potentially, right? A strong uptrend, I do agree on that. It's overbought, possible uptrend, overbought. So one of the things I want to show, which 100% doesn't have to happen, right, is there's a very consistent pattern, right? And the SMA line used to act as a support. We could see it here that it consolidated and then it continued to push up. I have seen many times, again, patterns tend to repeat themselves. They don't have to, but I have seen many times that when something pulls back and breaks below the SMA line, so there's a break of pattern, it breaks below the SMA line, it finds a support and then pushes up. The SMA line that used to act as a support can then now act as a resistance. And looking at the RSI, looking at the MACD, you could see how this now has pushed up enough that it potentially is at a resistance where then it can begin to sell back off. So all I want to share is that, yes, if it continues to hold above the EMA line and it continues to uptrend, then I would take it day by day. But I think it's overbought enough since its recovery that it's shown enough recovery that it could begin to correct itself. That's all I want to share, right? So I'll set my alert on both sides. If it does continue to uptrend, we can get, again, updated. But I'm gonna set my alert if it breaks below the EMA line, and then if we actually begin to make the lower lows, just so I can stay up to date with the progress of CarMax. So I think that that's important. But I really do appreciate you guys sharing your opinions as well on this. So let's go ahead and move on to the next one. So this is ticker symbol EROS. What's going on, Justin? I appreciate you tuning on in. EROS, here we go. Alrighty, so a lot of consolidation. I can see that it's been consistently moving up after it aggressively sold off. I think that this has a lot to prove. No question that it's been consistently moving up. This one has been moving a little bit more aggressive, as we can see that, if I'm not mistaken, it was on Friday where it had an aggressive push up and then it pulled back and it still ended the day at 8%. I'd be very careful with this. I think maybe a lot of day traders, that we had a very consistent uptrend where overall it was in your favor, and then it broke its pattern when it broke below the middle VWAP, broke below the SMA line. So all I'm here to say is that it looks like it's been doing very well big picture. It looks like the 20-day 1 hour chart, or what is this? Yeah, the 20-day 1 hour chart, or is this the 90-day 1 hour chart? So this is the 90-day 1 hour chart. So the 20-day 1 hour chart should be very similar. It looks like, again, the 20-day 1 hour chart or the 90-day 1 hour chart tends to be a pretty good, in a sense, time frame to see where the SMA line tends to act as a support. It's almost like a perfect picture support. Do you guys see this? That's pretty crazy. Almost every single time it bounces perfectly off the SMA line. It's overbought enough, looking at the RSI, looking at the MACD, that it has a lot to give back. So what I want to share about this is that it looks like there's a pretty consistent pattern here. So if you can pick up on that, I think that's great. Again, allow the opportunity to present itself. What I want to share is that this is a lower cap stock. It's below $5. It moves pretty aggressively. So from here to here, it moves about 30%, then it drops 30%. Then again, it has big moves. What is this? From 360 all the way up to 490, 36%. So all I want to share is that I think it's great. I think it's great for those that can manage this type of movement. If you're a complete beginner and you're just getting started and this moves too quick for you, this is maybe not where you want to start, right? I'm a big believer that you need to get the ball rolling, right? You need to get your feet wet. I do not believe that momentum trading or trading aggressive lower cap stocks, even trading ETFs, I feel like they can sometimes move too quick for beginner traders. You guys know that I'm all about, trial and error and practicing what you're learning, right? And although you might see an opportunity, I just don't know if you are ready to kind of begin to sprint, right? If you want to test it out and you're paper trading or simulation trading, all power to you. Just watch that position size and really allow that opportunity to present itself. I do see a consistent pattern with the SMA line here, but I still think that it moves quick enough that if you're not good at entering selling at any indication of a reversal, or cutting losses, so overall risk management, you might struggle with this one. With lower cap stocks or overall more aggressive moving stocks. So that's all I wanted to share about this one, and I hope that can get you off on the right foot. Here goes WFC. WFC. Here we go. Okay, so an aggressive sell-off. It looks like it's an overall. Okay, so it found a resistance right around almost $55. It did a lot of consolidation. So this is a perfect example of something that was pushing up. It consolidated long enough that then it broke its pattern, broke below the SMA line, and aggressively sold off. It has a lot to prove. So I would not, again, we're talking about the top stocks for this week. One of the things that I want to remind you is that aggressively sold off. And yes, although it does have a lot of margin to give back, we're still trading below the EMA line, which is this light blue line that you see here. I'll set my alerts, and when it actually begins to make higher highs and when it actually begins to recover, then I will follow up with it. Until then, Wells Fargo has a lot to prove, and right now I could care less for it because the direction is on your favor. I think it's great. I think it's great what you did in being able to find this. I think I have a series of different watch lists, and I would add this to my pending reversal watch list. If you're part of the Learn Plan Profit group, you probably know what I'm talking about, as I've created different watch lists, and they're in different stages. Some are overbought, some are pending reversals, as in they aggressively sold off and I'm waiting for them to show confirmations of a reversal, right? So you can add and create different watch lists depending on the different stages that stock might be, right? If something's overbought and no longer a good deal, then you can add that to your overbought watch list. If something's your current watch list, that's your prime, then you can add that there. It allows you to stay more micro focused, and you're a little bit more organized. It's just an idea. You don't have to do anything that I'm saying, of course, but I think that it could be something, right? So here we go. Did someone really ask if I'm trading right now? Hey, can you trade on Sunday? So I trade in the stock market, and I trade stocks and ETFs, which only normally trade when the market's open. So that's normally only Monday through Friday due to Martin Luther King's birthday tomorrow, right? In observance of that, market's closed. Things that trade over the weekend things that trade more often are futures, Forex, crypto. I don't trade any of that, right? I watch futures. I don't trade any of the other things. So I thought you were asking if I'm trading right now. But yeah, so that is correct, Daniel. Crypto is trading right now. No, I understand. So Ricky, what do you look for in a good stock? Abdullah, I have numerous videos on YouTube talking about what I look for when I trade. I've made numerous videos like, why do I trade ETFs so much? I made a video on that, right? So why I only trade ETFs. I've made videos about how I day trade. I've made videos what I look for on swing trades. Just because I see value in something does not make it a correct trade to focus on, right? We all make mistakes. And what my goal is for each and every single one of you, especially for all of you that are part of Learn Plan Profit, is to help you build your eye for value so you can determine what stocks you should trade. I think, thinking and putting yourself in my shoes, am I ever asking anyone what I should trade, where I should buy, and where I should sell? No, I'm self-sufficient. I can do this on my own. That's my goal for you to be able to do this on your own and to have your own opinion. But first, you need to take time to inform yourself about what works for you and what doesn't. And I'm a big believer that is done through trial and error. I'm going to drink some water real quick. Excuse me. Sorry about that. So we got ticker symbol play, and that was shouted out by Anthony Mendes. So I appreciate you tuning on in. I want to get your guys' input on this. So this is Dave & Buster's Entertainment. If I were to ask you, what are your thoughts on play? What would you share with me? I want your guys' honest opinion. What's going on, gaming? What are your thoughts? There's no right or wrong answers. Again, this is a way that we can talk. So what are your thoughts? Looking at play right now on the 180-day chart, let me ask you, if you worked if you worked for half a year and you saved you were able to save, $5,000, right? It's your entire, trading balance that you want to trade with. Would you put your money in play right now? I'm asking you. Good. Okay, so I just went back and I was just double checking, but it sounds like Anthony Mendes was sharing this as a potential short. So it looks like it went through some news, became super overbought, right? It went up 12, nearly 13% on Friday. It closed nearly 13% on Friday. It's overbought enough that he potentially wants to, watch it for it to potentially short. So I'm still a big believer on confirmation, so I'm glad that you're at least understanding that it's overbought enough that you probably don't want to go long on it, right? Meaning that you don't want to enter a position to hope to sell it for a profit. So a short makes a little bit more sense. What I also want to share is that, first of all, I don't short, right? This now following up with that is I'm a big believer in confirmation. I still think the principles are very important with the idea that, again, right now, play at least on Friday, it was relevant enough to push very aggressively. You would hate to try to enter a short position and then that momentum just continues. Let's say they continue to release more news and it drives more demand. Again, if the opportunity is so great and you're so certain that it's going to pull back, what do you need it to do? What indication are you going to wait for to then enter a position that confirms it's beginning to sell off? That's what I would ask yourself, and that's where I would set my alert. That's where I would set my alert to follow up with it, to be like, hey, play is now selling off. It's making lower lows. Now it makes sense that it's giving back what it made on Friday. Do you kind of get what I mean? I just want to make sure that you don't enter a hopeful position, that you enter a position when that direction is in your favor. So again, friendly reminder, I don't short, but I still think the principles are very important. And if anything, risk management has to be top notch, because when you go long on something, you can only lose what you enter, right? What you put behind that position. When you short something, theoretically, there is no cap at how much money you can lose. Obviously, play is not going to continue to shoot up, but that idea is still there. So make sure that you have some form of risk management that's still on point. So Ricky or Rocky, why don't you trade options? You can make more money in options than you can in stocks. Or is that just what I think? I believe you are correct, right? You can make more money with less capital at risk trading options. It's a higher risk, higher reward. It comes at a greater risk, in my opinion, for the money that you put up. And because of that, I choose to not partake in it. Just because I don't trade options doesn't mean that you shouldn't. You guys know that from the very beginning. I've always been here to empower you to pursue whatever market and whatever niche within the market you see most value in. I'm never here to discourage you to say one market or one area is better than the other. We're all wired in different ways, and I'm here to embrace that. So if I can just be your spark to help you get started and you end up finding your own road to success in another area, I feel like I then did my part, right? I was just that spark. I inspired you and you took initiative and did your own thing. That's the goal I think I have for a lot of people that, fall upon my videos. So how can I join your group? We have a free group. We have the largest one on Facebook for those that day trade in the stock market, and it's the first or second link down below. Refresh your page if you don't see it. If you guys want to join our Learn Plan Profit group, that's the third link down below, but make sure you dedicate time to learn more about the Learn Plan Profit group, what we offer, and see if it's a good fit for you. If so, great. If not, then again, I still 100% wish you the best. So, Ricky, what do you think about you guys right now? The same thing that I thought on Thursday. That's why I made that video. So every single time that I get asked that question, I can send you back to that video that I made on Thursday. I shared my thoughts on Thursday. I shared why it sold off on the fundamental side. And I told you from that day that, again, I'm a day trader. I take it day by day. I don't care if natural gas sells off. I don't care if it pushes up. I focus on direction and I take a new day as a new opportunity. That's it. I'm not biased on either side. I don't care which way it goes. I just want there to be a clear direction, a clear pattern and a clear opportunity. That's all. As long as I get my criteria, that's all I care about. So again, I'm very unbiased. If it doesn't show me anything, then I won't trade anything. But yeah, so hey Ricky, should I hold? If you're asking that question, then I don't think you're ready. All right. Nope, doesn't look like it's there. Alrighty, let's go ahead and break down a couple more. Let's see. Elmo definitely joining Learn Plan Pro. Shout out from Texas. Ooh, what's going on, Elmo? What part of Texas are you from? Where are you guys all tuning in from? I wanna see that. So ticker symbol BA. What's going on, Ben? I appreciate you tuning on in. Sorry, I saw you post a couple of times. I just didn't see it in the full ticker call out format. So, all right. What do you guys think about ticker symbol BA? Oof. It looks like the stream might be a little bit more delayed. Now you guys are sharing where you guys are from. So we got Japan, Texas, Denver, Oakland, Long Island, Jose, Vegas, Cali, Australia. You guys are from all over the place. I like it. Sweet. So let me go ahead and break this down real quick. So one of the things that I see here is that Boeing is still aggressively selling off, right? Overall direction, I'm a big believer that the SMA line, which doesn't move as quick as the EMA line, is a better indication of direction. Right now, the EMA line is pointing straight down. Boeing has been selling off. It's been making lower lows as an up-and-coming earnings report. So again, we're approaching previous lows. Just because something is oversold doesn't mean that it's a good buy, right? Just because something is a good deal doesn't mean it's a good buy. You're here, at least I'm here. I don't know about you guys, but I think it's much easier to make money when something is already increasing in value. And right now, Boeing just continues to sell off, and I don't want to put my money behind that. Do you kind of get what I mean? I don't have anything against Boeing. Again, you can look into the fundamental side and learn more about it. That's a different approach. That's not the approach I take. I take it day by day, and as a day trader, I don't see the potential right now. Once and if it begins to indicate signs of reversal, higher highs and higher lows, then great, so be it. But until then, right now it's continuously selling off. So I'm just going to set my alert on 340 and 320, and I'll follow up with it from there. But I really appreciate you sharing that. I do agree. I know, first of all, Boeing is a multi-billion-dollar corporation, right? No question that, it is extremely oversold, and I'm sure on the fundamental side, things look promising. I'm just saying on the technical side, it just doesn't make sense for me to have my money in there now in comparison to the opportunity I see elsewhere. First of all, I'm not an investor in the stock market. I'm a trader. So it's just different approaches, right? There's so many different ways that you can make money in the market and still get that same end result with a different approach. So find a way that works well for you. Ricky, do you use level 2 when you trade? Why or why not? Of course, if you've ever watched me trade live, if you're part of the Learn Plan Profit group, you get to watch me trade live every morning, and they see me always look at the level 2 on natural gas. I'm always looking at the position size, the bid size, the ask size, and all of that. So definitely something that I pay attention to. It doesn't mean that you have to. It's just where I have my focus. So to approach on AA. So this is American Airlines, right? Aggressively sold off, bad earnings, right? So, oh no, this is not American Airlines. American Airlines is, AAL, sorry. Aggressively sold off, approaching new lows. So again, the direction is not in your favor. This looks like a good deal opportunity. It's not a good buy. So I would set my alert here. Again, once that reversal begins to happen, I'm certain that, again, the RSI and the MACD all look good, but we have no confirmation. The trend is definitely not your friend, and this is just not something that I would want to, if you work really hard for your money and you get an opportunity and this is how it looks like, is this really where you want to put it, right? Like there's no confirmation. We don't know how much lower it can go. I like to play things a little bit more on the safer side, and because of that, I'm a big believer in confirmation. So it doesn't even always work 100%, but that's the whole idea behind risk management. So yeah, I would definitely, I'm going to set my alerts there, and we could follow up with it maybe when it looks a little bit more promising. So here we go. All right. Can you show your studies, please? Am I not? They're all here. You can see all my settings up here. Everything's pretty much default. Yeah, I don't have anything special. I have a video on YouTube. It's the top video on YouTube for the for a TOS setup. So you can check it out. I use a series of indicators. It doesn't mean that you have to. But yeah, hope you enjoy. Overall direction is not in your favor. Aggressively sold off. It's making lower lows. It's making lower highs. You might be thinking that it's about to reverse. I'm sure people did here too, right? It was showing signs of reversal. It broke above the EMA line and then it got rejected. Please allow the opportunity to present itself. Watch your position size and don't sell yourself the opportunity. Allow it to, prove itself to you, right? So I'm going to set my alert on both sides and then we can follow up with it. But right now, the direction is aggressively selling off. So I'm going to do 2 more breakdowns and then we can go from there. So Ricky, how did he get started and sucked? You're asking me questions that I've made videos about. I don't know if you've dedicated time. You're actually asking me questions. If you type in on YouTube how I learned to day trade, and then Ricky, my video will pop right up. It has like 500,000 views. I shared about how I got started, all that stuff. So I hope that you enjoy. You guys cracked me up today. Do you have the course in Spanish? I do not, Alejandro. Sorry about that. Alrighty. Looks like we're getting a lot of people sharing suggestions, but not enough in the ticker call out format. So I'm going to do one more and then we can go from there. I'm waiting for one person to put it in the ticker call out format. One person. So where do you create your alerts? Wherever you see there to be a significance in price movement. That's it. So if you see higher highs, if you see lower lows, wherever you want to be reminded about a stock, that's where you set it. So here we go. So we got TQQs and DCO. I'll do those 2 for you since you guys were both quick. TQQ and what was it? DCO? All right, so TQQ is the one that goes with the market, right? So this is the overall, if I'm not mistaken, S&P 500 ETF. So let me just double check. This is / no, this is, if it's TQQ, wait, I'm getting confused. SQQ is / oh yeah, so / NQ is the NASDAQ, right? So overall NASDAQ. So TQQ is the NASDAQ ETF. Sorry about that. So overall, direction is definitely in your favor. I just hit 100. Very overbought, very overextended. Right now, market's been doing exceptionally well. So if you like that consistency, as long as you see a consistent pattern and you know where to cut losses if it breaks its pattern, the reason I'm saying that is it's overbought enough that it wouldn't come at much of a surprise if things do begin to correct itself. So make sure you have that idea in the back of your head. But again, the trend is your friend, and if you want to go with the flow and you have some form of risk management, it's overbought enough that I wouldn't feel comfortable enough to swing trade it. But if you see a day trade opportunity, that's up to you. I normally don't like trading TQs and SQs, which are the inverse ETFs of the overall NASDAQ, because it doesn't move as much. I'm not saying that it's not promising, it's just I'd like a little bit more volatility. That's why I trade UGAS and DGAS. If you think UGAS and DGAS moves too much and it's too volatile or it moves too much, then maybe TQs and SQs can be something that you might want to take into consideration. It's a good alternative. I think it's an alternative worth learning more about. Good way to put it, right? Horizontal pattern, you can see overall low points, overall high points, aggressively sold off. It's trying to make higher highs. Now we need to allow it to prove itself to us, right? Is it going to make higher highs, or is it going to push up and then just continue to get rejected? Allow it to, prove itself to us. So I'm going to set a series of alerts, and what goes down eventually makes sense. I guess it doesn't always have to go up, especially if it's a penny stock. But Michael, I appreciate you sharing it. So Ricky, how did you handle your emotions when you started, like fear and greed and a lot of your videos? Just like, dude, I've made so many mistakes, and I'm not here to say like, oh, I made so many mistakes only when I first got started. I make mistakes all the time. Like, I'm I'm a big believer, and I've said this so many times, so I probably sound like a broken record, but I'm a big believer that there's no such thing as an absolute perfect trader. I'm human. I make human errors, right? And if you're part of the Learn Plan Profit Group, they get to see me make mistakes almost every single day, right? I make mistakes almost every single day. I might have like green days consistently, but I take red trades. I don't necessarily have super like consistent red days, but people think just because I ended the day green that, oh, I didn't take a loss. But, you guys would have seen on, what was it? Was it on Thursday or on Wednesday? I took a small loss on DGAS, but I recovered and then made more on top of that. I hit my daily goal. I was down like $200 and I ended up making all of that back and then hitting my daily goal of $500. Like there's no such thing as, like, people think that it's just like there's one perfect working system for everything. This is my approach, and this is why I love to share it. I'm a big believer that if you're struggling with something, challenge yourself to continue to work at it. It's kind of like when you're playing basketball, and let's say I want to become Steph Curry. Well, what is Steph Curry known for? His 3-pointers. But let's say you have Ricky. I'm 6'4", and I suck at 3-pointers. I honestly do. I suck at 3-pointers. So one of the things that I began to do is one of the hobbies that my team and I have began to pick up on is playing basketball. So I will practice shooting threes from time to time. The more I practice, the more comfortable I will feel. Am I naturally gifted? Am I amazing? It comes easier for other people. I am like the worst basketball player. I am the worst 6'4" basketball player. I'm just not coordinated. But guess what? I practice a lot, and over time, for the past 2 months, I've gotten a little bit better. Just like when it comes down to trading, just like when it comes down to growing a business, just like when it comes down to any area of opportunity. The more you practice, the more you step up to the plate to challenge yourself, the more you are going to know how to solve that problem. And this is why I always say, if you're part of our Learn Plan Profit Group, my goal is never to tell you what to do. I'm a big believer that people see the most value in solutions, right? When people, sorry, should have put that on mute. That's my girlfriend. She's telling me to get off the live stream. Just kidding. That's a joke. She doesn't tell me what to do. Not always. But you guys know that I'm always here to like empower you to try to be self-sufficient. I'm a big believer that you should never be told what to do. You should understand why you're doing something. So why did you tune into this live stream? There's a reason for it, right? Because you wanted to learn something new, right? Why are you learning how to trade? So you can do this on your own. So why are you asking people where you should buy and where you should sell? That should be a slap in the face. As in, like, not really, but like you should like take into consideration that like you should never be told what to do. With all my videos, I have nearly 3,000 videos on YouTube. And there's so much more beyond my videos that you should learn. It's endless. The more you inform yourself, the better off you can be in life, right? I'm a big believer in that. The more you learn, the more you earn. I'm a big believer in that. Why? Because the more you learn, the more you're going to be able to solve problems if you put them to the test. And that's my goal for everyone, is to take what you learn off of my videos and everyone else that you watch and practice it. Practice it and you test it. And if it works for you, great. Add it to your criteria list. If it doesn't work for you, then guess what? Find something that does. That simple. There is no, for those that are asking, should I look into learning more about level 2? Do it. And if it helps you out, then great. There's so much to learn. There's so much to learn about the stock market. There's so much to learn about investing in real estate. There's so much to learn about, investing in cars. There's so much to learn overall. And you guys know that. There's no question about it. If it was so simple, everyone would be doing it, right? And let's be honest, not everyone does it consistently. There's nothing wrong with that, but again, I'm a big believer that nothing worth having in life should come easy. And if you agree on that, then again, I think that's why we're all here. You guys aren't watching me because I'm funny. You guys aren't watching me on YouTube because I necessarily entertain you. You guys are watching me because you guys want to do something with your life. I think that's great. So I'm here to remind you to, after you close out this live stream, a big part of being successful is learning. A bigger part in being successful is implementing, putting things to the test. You can learn as much as you want, you can read as much as you want, but if you don't challenge yourself and you don't take action, what is it all for? Up to you, right? So I really do appreciate your guys' time. I really hope that I earned your thumbs up. If I didn't, let me know how I can next time, right? And I'll try my best. But like always, guys, feel free to, again, if you guys haven't joined our free investing group, it's the first or second link down below. And the last thing that I want to share with you is tomorrow, in the observance to Martin Luther King's birthday, the market won't be open. But on Tuesday, if you want to watch me trade live, click the third link down below. There should be a coupon in there for you. If you like my videos, if you like the way that I express a message on YouTube, then check out that third link, learn a little bit more about the Learn Plan Profit group, and see if our Learn Plan Profit team is a good fit for you. I would love to work with you guys on a closer basis. And like always, let's make sure that we end the year on a green now. Take it easy, team. We'll see you guys. If you guys have any questions, I'm one direct message away. Send me a direct message on Discord, not Instagram, not Facebook, not Twitter. Discord, please. Don't message me on any social media platforms. Discord. And if you guys want to get into our Discord, join the Facebook group, or if you're part of Learn Plan Profit, I'm one direct message away. Don't be surprised when I respond either. It's like, I don't know what to tell you. Direct message me on Discord, and you guys know that I'm here to assist you. Don't ask me what to do. I'm here to assist you. Let's have fun. Let's kickstart 2020 off strong, and let's enjoy what we do every single day, right? That's the goal. Thank you guys again for your time, and like always, let's make sure that we end the year on a green note.